Captain Minho Lee sat in his chair on the bridge of the Earth defense ship Courage. The ship was on a routine patrol near Jupiter. For the past 5 years, Minho had made this same trip many times. It was always quiet. Today was different. Captain, something is appearing on our screens. Jiwoo, the sensor officer, spoke with a shaking voice. Minho looked up quickly. What do you mean appearing? Is it coming out of jump space? No, sir. Jiwoo's eyes were wide. It's just there now. It wasn't there 5 seconds ago. No energy spike, no movement, it's just there. Minho stood up and walked to the main screen. The object was a ship unlike any he had seen before. It was small, maybe only big enough for a crew of 10. Its shape was strange, not the usual boxes and tubes of Earth ships, and not the smooth curves of alien vessels. This ship seemed to shift as he looked at it like it couldn't decide on its final form. Are our sensors working right? Minho asked. Sunho, the systems officer, ran a quick check. All systems normal, Captain. That ship is really there. Minho frowned. Earth had been part of the Galactic Coalition for almost 50 years now. In that time, humans had learned how small they were in the big picture. The Coalition had over 30 alien species. Many had been traveling in space for thousands of years before humans had even made fire. When Earth joined the Coalition, the aliens hadn't been impressed with humans. They had better ships, better weapons, better everything. They let Earth join only because humans were biologically interesting and had quaint cultures. It was like being the primitive tribe that advanced countries studied and pitied. Try to talk to them, Minho ordered. Captain, Jiwoo called out again, her voice even more worried now. That ship, it has no energy reading, no heat, no radiation, nothing. According to everything we know about space travel, that ship cannot exist. This was strange. Every ship needed energy. Even the most advanced alien ships in the Coalition used energy that could be detected. It was a basic fact of science. Sir, they're sending us a message, Sunho said. Audio only. Play it, Minho ordered. A voice came through the speakers. It was flat, with no emotion. Earth vessel, we wish to speak with your leaders. We have watched. We have waited. Now is the time. The bridge went quiet. Minho felt a chill run down his back. Ask them to identify themselves, he said. Sunho sent the message. The reply came back right away. We are the future. We are your creation. Minho looked at his officers. They looked as confused as he felt. Sir, Sunho said, checking his screen, I'm getting calls from Coalition ships in the area. They're asking if we see the unknown ship too. The Orcs battleship Phoenix is especially interested. This was getting more strange. The Orcs were the most advanced species in the Coalition. They had been in space when humans were still learning to farm. Their detection systems were the best in known space. Nothing could hide from them. Tell them we see it, Minho said. Ask if they know what it is. While Sunho was talking to the Coalition ships, Minho walked over to Jiwoo's station. Any new readings? No, sir, she said. But I noticed something else strange. Look at the star field behind the ship. Minho looked at the screen. At first, he didn't see anything unusual. Then he noticed it. The stars behind the ship were slightly bent, like looking through old glass. It's bending light around itself, Minho said. That's not possible with our technology. Or any Coalition technology I know of. Sir, Sunho called out. The Orcs are sending a full battle group here. They're very interested in this ship. And they sound worried. In 50 years of contact with the Coalition, Minho had never heard of the Orcs being worried about anything. They were always confident, often looking down on other species, especially humans. Captain, a new voice spoke up. It was Jihye, the communications officer who had been listening to Coalition chatter. The Orcs are talking among themselves. They think we did this. Did what? Minho asked. Made that ship, Jihye said. They think it's a human ship. Minho laughed. That's impossible. We don't have technology like that. No one does. Sir, Sunho interrupted. The unknown ship is sending another message. Play it, Minho ordered. Thori. Flat voice spoke again. Captain Minho Lee. We will now reveal ourselves fully. Prepare for visitors. The ship on the screen began to change. It seemed to grow larger. Or maybe it was just becoming more visible. More of it appeared like a curtain being pulled back. What had seemed like a small scouting vessel was now clearly a large ship, at least the size of the Courage. Sir, Jiwoo said, her voice barely a whisper. I'm getting energy readings now, and sir, the power levels are off the charts. Nothing should be able to produce that much energy in a space that small. The ship was now completely visible. Its design was unlike anything Minho had seen. It had elements that looked like Earth ships, practical, functional, but also parts that seemed to fade in and out of reality. Captain, we're being hailed again. Video this time, Sunho said. On screen, Minho ordered, standing straight and tugging his uniform into place. The screen changed. Standing there was a human woman. She wore a uniform similar to Earth Defense, but with differences. Her rank insignia was unfamiliar. Captain Minho Lee, she said, smiling. I am Admiral Yuna of the Earth Deep Space Vessel Horizon. I am from your future, and we have much to discuss. Minho felt like the floor had dropped away beneath him. From our future? That's not possible. Yuna smiled again. Many things you think impossible are simply things you haven't learned yet. The Arangsi battle group will be here in 20 minutes. Before they arrive, you need to know the truth about the Coalition, about what they've been hiding from humanity, and about what humanity will become. It's one of ours? General Yoonji Park's voice carried through the secure bunker beneath Seoul. Dr. Taeyoung Kim nodded, the holographic schematics rotating slowly between them. Project Shadow Flight, officially canceled 15 years ago due to insurmountable technological barriers, according to Coalition scientific advisors. But you didn't stop, Yoonji observed. We couldn't afford to, not with what we discovered. The truth was more complicated. When humanity joined the Coalition, they quickly realized their position. They would forever be technological dependents, given just enough advancement to be useful, but never enough to be equals. A carefully managed form of subjugation. Taeyoung had led a secret program answering to no one but the highest levels of Earth government, looking at alien technology not as something to copy, but as something to surpass through entirely different approaches. The Shadow Flight uses principles the Coalition species don't understand because they evolved differently, Taeyoung explained. Their technological path never explored quantum displacement the way we theorized it. They couldn't conceptualize it because their minds don't work like ours. The test flight had confirmed what humans had suspected. The aliens had been lying about the fundamental limits of technology for centuries. The Coalition Council chamber fell silent as Captain Minho stood before representatives of the 17 founding species. Explain how your vessel achieved invisibility to our detection systems, demanded the Arangsi counselor, their crystalline body structure vibrating with barely contained anger. We didn't achieve invisibility, Minho replied calmly. We achieved non-locality. Your sensors didn't detect us because, from the perspective of your detection principles, we weren't fully there. The Volrai representative, an ancient species known for their computational abilities, leaned forward. Impossible. The equations governing such principles would have been shared with you upon joining the Coalition. The equations you shared, said Chief Science Officer Jia, stepping forward with quiet confidence, were incomplete. Deliberately so. The evidence was undeniable. Earth's scientists had documented the subtle mathematical constraints built into every piece of advanced technology shared with humanity, designed barriers that ensured human development would remain controlled and limited. We didn't break your rules, Minho continued. We just didn't accept your artificial limitations. Our minds approached the problem differently. Coalition ships surrounded Earth, a show of force meant to intimidate. But with each passing hour, more human vessels uncloaked, ships that had been built in secret, using principles the Coalition had never mastered. In a secure communications room, Director Hyben met with the Coalition's Supreme Council virtually. She was not a military leader or politician, but the architect of humanity's technological renaissance. "You've violated coalition law," the Zentari representative stated, his gaseous form swirling with agitation inside his containment suit. "No," Hyabin replied. "We followed coalition law to the letter. Nothing prohibits developing technologies through independent means. You simply assumed we couldn't." The Arangsi counselor's translator conveyed their cold tone. "Then perhaps the laws require amendment." "Perhaps they do," Hyabin agreed. "But first, let us discuss the other technologies your species have been keeping from not just humans, but from each other. Our breakthrough allowed us to detect much more than you realize." The silence that followed confirmed what Earth's leadership had suspected. The coalition was not a union of equals. It was a carefully maintained hierarchy of deception, with each advanced species hoarding their most important discoveries. "We don't want conflict," Hyabin continued. "We want a true coalition, one based on actual cooperation rather than controlled suppression." 1 year later, Captain Minho stood on the observation deck of humanity's new embassy station. Below, representatives from 32 species, including 12 that had never been permitted coalition membership before, were signing the new Galactic Charter. "Did you ever think we'd end up here?" Jiwoo asked, now wearing the insignia of Earth's diplomatic corps. "Not when we first uncloaked," Minho admitted. "I thought we'd either end up at war or forced back into subservience." The coalition hadn't collapsed as many feared. Instead, it had transformed. Humanity's technological leap had exposed the system of technological suppression that had kept countless species in artificial stagnation. When humanity shared their findings openly with other marginalized species, the old power structure became untenable. "We're still not the most advanced species out there," Science Minister Taeyong said, joining them at the viewport. "But we've changed the fundamental equation." Below them, the signing ceremony concluded. For the first time in galactic history, technology sharing would be open and unrestricted between all member species. Human creativity and our unique approach to problems turned out to be our greatest advantage, Minho observed. "We didn't outfight them. We just thought differently enough to change the game entirely." Hyabin, now serving as Earth's first Grand Ambassador, appeared on the communication screen. The Arangsi just announced they're declassifying their quantum manipulation research. Apparently, they're concerned we might independently develop something similar but more efficiently. Minho smiled. "They're learning." As the embassy station rotated, Earth came into view. No longer a backwater world of a charity case species, but the birthplace of a civilization that had permanently altered the course of galactic history simply by refusing to accept artificial limitations. Humanity had earned its place among the stars not through power, but through perspective.